So how many diets have you been on in your life? Probably way too many to remember, right? I know I tried everything. I went on every diet. They never worked. And what's confusing is that there's a new diet every month. There's no fat, high fat, no sugar, no carb. There are new supplements and appetite suppressants we can take, and fasting challenges and juicing and shakes and soup. So we feel all this pressure to try in the hope that this one will finally work. But here's the thing, diets don't work. Diets have a 98% failure rate. That means they only have a tiny 2% success rate. Did you know that 90% of people who go on a diet don't even lose weight? When they finish all those years of dieting, they weigh the same, and 70% weigh more than when they ever started dieting. So they're worse off. Diets don't work. I know we've all tried something at one time or another, but it doesn't work. Maybe you've logged calories, logged steps, you've done these programs where you turn up and get weighed, and you've done apps, you've gone to the gym, you're counting calories. None of that works. Not only does it not work, but counting calories, getting weighed every day, weighing your food, that's not something you want to do. It can completely take over your life. And your life becomes really boring. I can't go out because I can't resist pizza. I can't go to that party. I don't have the willpower not to eat. Dieting takes away your freedom to live your life the way you want to. It makes you feel guilty about everything you eat. It takes the fun out of situations. It makes you feel deprived. And the minute you deprive yourself of food, guess what? You want to eat it. That's a hack in our mind that when we can't have something, we want it more. You've got to forget all about the numbers, the number on the scales, the number on the tape measure, the number of calories you've eaten or carbs you've eaten. You've got to forget all about that. And you know, scales, I hate scales. I hate scales, I hate weighing, I hate tape measures, because they ruin your life. You get on the scales, and if you haven't lost weight and you've gained it or stayed the same, now you're going to allow that to ruin your whole day. I think you should get weighed twice a year at your doctor's when you're going for a checkup. Other than that, put your scales away. They mean nothing. Diets make you feel terrible about yourself. They just don't work. Why don't they work? Well, overeating is emotional. No one says, hey, my life's great. I've just got a promotion. I'm engaged to the most amazing person. I've got a wonderful home. I need to bury myself in ice cream and eat the whole tub. No one says, wow, I'm so happy. I need cake. Dieting is emotional. Overeating is emotional. And here's a rule of the mind that you might want to think about. Emotions defeat logic over and over and over again. So if you accept that overeating is an emotional issue, there's no way you can fix that with logic. You feel like a cake, logic says have an apple. You feel like a burger, logic says have a salad. It doesn't work. In fact, you eat more cake, more burgers, then feel so bad you think, well, might as well have some ice cream now. I've ruined everything. Diets make you feel terrible about yourself, about your weight. They make you feel like a failure. Diets will fail you. I think I started a diet when I was 13. What a waste of my life. At 13, I went on my first diet. It was actually diet chocolate bars. Can you imagine? And I ate those instead of food. I didn't lose a pound. And from the age of 13 till almost 30, I think I did every diet. I worked for Jane Fonda. I was in the exercise business, and yet I lived on Diet Coke, diet yogurt, diet hot chocolate, diet oatmeal. I wasted years of my life. I wouldn't go to events because I didn't know how to be around bread and cake and sandwiches. They controlled me. I couldn't control them. I don't live like that anymore. I can have every kind of food in my house. I'm completely normal. But I remember that feeling of being helplessness, powerless. I remember thinking I wasn't enough because I couldn't control what I ate. I couldn't be the weight I wanted to be unless I lived on diet pills and diet Coke, and that's so bad for you. And of course, I didn't know then what I know now. The biggest problem of all, that when you go on a diet, when you deny food deprive food or limit the food you eat, you immediately lower your resting metabolic rate. And when you lower your resting metabolic rate, it doesn't go back up. And then when you stop dieting and eat normally, you start to hold on to weight. You know, in evolutionary terms, this is very smart. Imagine you're in a tribe and there's hardly any food for a while. You can't lose a lot of weight. That's scary. So your body will slow down your resting metabolic rate when food is scarce, so you don't lose too much weight. And then when food is abundant, again, you eat it, your body packs on weight, holds on weight, because it now believes you're going to be starving. It knows you're denying it food. So it slows down your metabolic rate when you deny food, and it packs on weight when you eat food. And now that's really a horrible thing. You're really screwed now, because if you diet, your metabolic rate goes down. If you eat normally, you gain weight. And just to make it even worse, when you're heavier, your resting metabolic rate goes down again. So what can you do? Not a lot, actually, except my program. My program is amazing. I'm going to tell you more about that in just a minute. So you're not enough. You're not unworthy. You're not a failure when you keep dieting and find that after years of dieting, you weigh more than when you started. You're not a failure when after years of dieting, you weigh the same as when you started, because all these things that nature did to keep you alive are now actually encouraging you to gain weight. Our feelings about food, our worry about food are left over from anthropology. Here's something you might know, and it fascinated me. Human beings are wired to be scared of hunger. That feeling, oh my God, I need to eat, it's actually scary. And when we're hungry, we become irrational about eating. That's because only 300 years ago, starvation, hunger was the number one killer. More than wars, more than disease, we died more of hunger than anything else. And our mind says, oh my God, you're hungry, that could kill you, you better eat. And I know I've done this. I've stood at a station waiting for the train home. I know in my house I've got some chicken, I got some fish, I got some really healthy food, but I'm at that vending machine eating Kit Kats, eating potato chips. I'm on the train buying more Kit Kats because my mind says, oh my God, this hunger's so scary, I could die. Now that's an emotion that no amount of logic can defeat. But what defeats an emotion? A better emotion. So I created an amazing program, not based on logic, which doesn't work, based on emotion, which always works. And in this program, you never tell yourself, I'm not enough, I'm not thin enough, I'm not attractive enough, I'm not the right size, I'm not the right shape, I'm not worthy, I'm not lovable. We don't do any of that. You might be interested to know something that when I discovered it, I thought it was heartbreaking. I've been in the industry of health and well-being all my life. I worked for Jane Fonda. I worked with people trying to lose weight on lots of television shows, Super Size, Super Skinny, Celebrity Fit Club, Bust a Gut. And I realized something amazing. The diet industry is based on abuse. Punish those pounds, do a punishing workout, go running in the rain, come home and drink celery juice, have a soup diet, a shake diet, a bar diet where they taste of sawdust, do intermittent fasting, just drink water, hate your body, go and get weighed in public and feel a sense of shame. Talk about naughty. I've been naughty. I've had a bad day. Oh, I've been good. Calling food sins and naughty is abuse. The whole diet industry is based on abuse and self-hatred, and it doesn't work. You know what does? The only way to have a body you love is to love the body you have. When you can love the body you have right now with all its flaws and lumps and bumps, when you can love it, and I'm going to show you how to easily do that, even though it may sound not possible, when you can love the body you have, you start to treat it with love. You start to eat in a way based on respect. You wouldn't dream of eating donuts and Diet Coke for breakfast. Doesn't mean you can't eat a donut, but you just wouldn't abuse your body. And the only thing that works, the only way to have a body you love is to start by loving the body you have. And you know, when you do the opposite, you go, okay, I'm going to torture myself all week, deny myself, deprive myself all week. I've not eaten any carbs. I've counted every calorie. I've done so many steps. I've been so good, but the scales have shown me it hasn't worked. So now I might as well go and have a complete binge. And now this dieting isn't working and I feel helpless. I feel lost. I don't know what else to do, because you're trying the same thing over and over again. You're trying one thing, dieting. That diet didn't work. I need a harder diet, a stricter diet. I need to diet for longer. I need to really punish those pounds and deprive myself more. And now I've done all of that and it hasn't worked, or it worked for a while. I lost 2 pounds and then I gained 6. I spent all week not eating, and at the weekend when the scales didn't go down, I ate, and now I'm even heavier. It's all a horrible, horrible lose-lose situation, and you never need to do it ever, ever, ever again. Diets make you feel terrible. Diets fail you over and over again, but they make you feel like a failure. You have not tried everything. You have not tried this wrong. You've tried one thing that scientists say doesn't work. You've tried dieting. You've given it so many chances. It's failed you. You have not failed it. And I want you to stop lying to yourself, to stop saying, well, it must be me. I'm just a mess. I'm out of control. I'm a train wreck. If I look at food, I gain weight. If I breathe in food, I gain weight. I'm powerless around bread. Sugar calls my name. Those cookies are controlling me. You see, this isn't true, but if you say it like that, you make it true. You know why? One of the rules of your mind is that every thought you think, every word you speak is a blueprint your mind, body, and psyche are working to make real. And here's another rule of your mind. The strongest force in you is that you have no choice but to act in a way that matches how you are defining you. So when you say, I can gain weight looking at food, I can starve all week, and in just 2 hours I put it all back on again. Did you know that actually you are making that real? Your words define your reality. We're going to change your reality, change your language, change your emotions, because dieting makes you unhappy, and I want you to be happy and slim and lean and healthy. Another thing about emotional eating is you have to understand the mind, the rules of the mind, and I'm going to tell you a lot about that later. But one of the things about the mind is it loves what is familiar. Not only does it love it, it wants to go back to what's familiar and go away from what's unfamiliar. If you've spent your life having creamy desserts or creamy coffee with lots of sugar and you have a black coffee, it tastes horrible. It's not creamy, it's not sweet, it's unfamiliar. However, you can make anything familiar over time, but because the mind is hardwired to go back to what it knows, to go back to what's familiar, many people make dieting familiar, believing they'll never be their weight and shape and size familiar, punishing themselves for weeks by denying food and then rewarding themselves. After all, if your motivation is to lose weight by denying yourself food, and you lose a bit of weight, then straight away you'll think, well, now I can eat again. I can reward myself. When I've worked on many, many weight loss programs on television, all the people say, oh, after the last weigh-in, I'm going to have ice cream, I'm going to have pizza. Their mind has not changed enough. They're still going back to what they know. Deny myself food, that's a punishment. And after months of punishment, reward myself with pizza, with ice cream, with cake, with beer, with wine. And it doesn't work because this habit of emotional eating is so deeply ingrained in the language we use and the pictures we make in our minds. And we start to associate foods like macaroni and cheese and pizza and ice cream with emotions. After all, when you're a baby, and you cried, your mum would pick you up and she'd give you something milky and sweet, formula milk, breast milk. And as a baby, the minute your mum put that milk in your mouth, everything was fine. You were loved, you were connected, you were significant. And to this day, overeating is an act of regression. I need to go back. I'm having a bad day. My boss is mean. My email is out of control. I've got to write this thing, and I've got this difficult client. I know something creamy and sugary and fatty will make my day. You see, in nature, there is no food that's half fat and half sugar. In nature, there's fatty food like avocados, oily fish, nuts, seeds. There's sweet food like mangoes, but there's nothing that's half. The only food in nature that's half fat and half sugar is mother's milk. And that's why when we're sad, no one says, I'm having the worst day of my life. I'm stressed up to here. I'm just going to grill a bit of trout, wilt a bit of spinach and eat that. I'm having a terrible day. I think I need a few flaked almonds or some celery. We say I'm having a terrible day. I need pizza, ice cream, cookies and milk, cereal and milk, macaroni and cheese, because we're regressing back to being a baby. But you don't want to be a baby. Who wants to be a baby? You want to be grown-up you, with a grown-up relationship with food, with a wonderful, healthy body that you are proud of. But you have to understand your mind. Your mind wants to go back to familiar. Your mind believes food, particularly sugary, fatty, will make everything better. Your mind believes that you should binge on sugar, that you should eat food when it's in your line of vision. That might sound really weird, but you know what? That's what kept our ancestors alive. If they came across honey or ripe fruit, they didn't go, oh, there's loads of fructose in that. I just think I have a teeny bit. They went, who knows when we're going to find honey again? Let's eat it all. Let's take all of it back to the tribe. And then the next day I wake up and go, got to go back for more honey. Nature actually wants you to know where honey is and to go back for more, to know where sugar is, to go back for more. If you found some ripening berries, you would also eat as much as you could and go back for more because it was scarce. And now sugar isn't scarce, but we act like it is. Oh my God, I'm eating like I've never seen chocolate in my life and I'll never get it again. I just can't resist chocolate. I'm powerless around cake. I can't throw food away. When I see food, I have to eat it. That was very smart hundreds of years ago. Imagine the hunters came back with fish and you went, no, don't fancy fish. I'm going to pass. 2 days later you go, wow, I should have eaten that fish. There hasn't been any more protein. I'm really hungry. I was an idiot for refusing the fish. But nature won't let you be an idiot. Nature has kept you alive by making you eat food when you see it. Binge on sugar when you come across it. But what kept you alive once could kill you today. And so today we think, oh, pizza is going to make me happy. Pizza is going to make me feel good. We're regressing to baby. Then we eat the pizza and think, oh, why did I eat the pizza? I shouldn't have eaten the pizza. I feel so bad. I might as well have an ice cream and a cake as well because I'm a complete failure. And then we feel so guilty. What's wrong with me? That's not a question. It's a statement. Something is wrong with me. I'm unable to eat normally. You see, most people wanting to lose weight try and change a behavior. I'm going to stop having pizza. I'm never having cake. No chocolate for me. No takeouts. No sugar. I'm going to deny myself without understanding, first of all, our mind wants what it can't have. And secondly, when you talk about what you can't have, no chocolate, no chocolate, no chocolate, you have to think about chocolate. It just doesn't work. And then comes the guilt, the shame, the blame. I ate that. I didn't enjoy it. I ate it too fast. And I feel bad about myself. And now we have guilt, we have shame, we have blame, we have regret because we're trying to change the behavior. Don't eat fatty, sugary foods. But here's how it works. And it only works this way. Thoughts come first. Your thoughts dictate your feelings dictate your behavior. And you're trying to change the behavior, no pizza, no cake, no chocolate, when you have to change the thought that sets off the feeling and the behavior. See, look at a vegetarian. They think a thought, I couldn't eat animals. They don't wake up and go, oh gosh, today I've got to work really hard. I must resist bacon no matter what, no bacon for me. Their thought dictates their feelings, which dictates their behavior. And I actually base a lot of my program on studying how vegans and vegetarians think, how athletes think, how people who are on stage think, how they manage to not eat cake or eat badly because they change their thought first. And when you change your thought, it changes your feeling, it changes your actions, it changes your behaviors. And I want you to know that all you have to do is change your thoughts. That's great news. Your thoughts are yours to change. Your beliefs are yours to change. Your feelings are yours to change. When you change your thoughts and feelings and belief, you are not in that pattern of struggling again and again. When you change your thoughts, you break out of that vicious cycle of, I need to go on another diet, I hate the way I look, I'm out of control, I need to punish my body and abuse myself again. And even saying, well, I love pizza, I love cake, I love food. That's not love, it's also abuse. My program has got no abuse, and that's why it works so well. And so now you're in a vicious cycle. You're trying not to eat, you're trying to starve yourself, deprive yourself, deny yourself, knowing that it doesn't work, knowing that your resting metabolic rate is going down, knowing that actually all you're doing is making yourself become obsessed with food. Diets don't work. They will never, ever, ever be your solution. If diets work, you'll say, hey, I found a diet, it really works, I'm on it, it works, I'm off it now, and I'm sorted for the rest of my life. Diets don't work. I'm going to say it again and again and again, they don't work, and it's not your fault that they don't work. You don't need to diet. I want you to understand your value is nothing to do with the number on the scales, the number in your clothing, or the number on a tape measure. You are enough just the way you are. But of course you can be a healthier version of you. You can be healthier, stronger, lighter, and leaner. But you've got to have the right motivation, and you've got to do it the right way. You've got to find the answer in the right places, not the wrong places. In my next video, I'm going to show you what the solution is. And I promise you, you will never have to diet, never have to count calories, never have to get weighed ever again. I'm going to teach you the fascinating truth behind effortlessly, easily, wonderfully, powerfully reaching and maintaining your ideal weight for the rest of your life. This is something no one else is doing because they haven't been in the industry as long as me. You probably know that Heinz is owned by Weight Watchers, and that a lot of the stuff you're buying, the diet bars, the diet shakes, are not healthy. They're full of sugar. The diet industry doesn't care about you. They only care about making money from it. They sell you diet stuff and then they sell you rubbish stuff. I care. So please go ahead and click below to join me, or explain how you can reach your ideal weight forever, how you can live a dietless life forever. Join me, I can't wait to show you how.